Is there a link between autism, ADHD, and childhood vaccinations? A new study released today says there's no doubt about it. And Fox 6's Kristine Lazar has more on those results and why the medical community says the study is flawed.
The phone survey finds that vaccinated boys were 2.5 times more likely to have neurological disorders, including autism, than boys who weren't vaccinated. But the medical community says this study is far from scientific.
So many parents are screaming something has got to be done, and we feel like nobody's listening to us.
Parents who believe vaccines poisoned their children are celebrating a new study. It was commissioned by Generation Rescue.
It's a shock to many to find out that unvaccinated children have never been looked at to compare the prevalence rates of things like ADHD and autism to vaccinated children.
The phone survey polled the parents of 17,000 children. The results were the most staggering in boys. Boys ages 4 to 17 were 61% more likely to be diagnosed with autism if they received their vaccines. That same group was more than 224% more likely to have ADHD. Carline Banks' 9-year-old son Ryan is autistic. 2 decades ago, 1 in 10,000 children had autism. Now it's 1 in 150. Carline believes childhood vaccinations are to blame.
Back in 1983, the vaccine schedule was 10 vaccines. It is over 30 vaccines now.
There is no question that the diseases that we're trying to prevent with these vaccines are still in our communities. And if you choose not to immunize your child, you're going to be potentially putting them at risk for the diseases that are definitely there.
Dr. Mark Sawyer is a professor of pediatrics. He says a similar study was done in Denmark by scientists, not by people over the phone, and it found no link between autism and vaccines.
And although I'll keep an open mind about this study, I'll be very surprised if that changes the overall conclusions.
Parents who insist there is a link say all they want is for more research and for parents to take a second look at vaccines.
There can be such a thing of too much of a good thing.
Kristine Lazar, Fox 6 News.
A federal court in Washington just wrapped up the first hearing on some 5,000 lawsuits from parents of autistic children. They claim that vaccines contributed to their children's illnesses, but we won't know what the court's position is for at least a year.